Conor McGregor, one of the most polarizing figures in combat sports, has built a career on charisma, controversy, and undeniable talent inside the octagon. Yet beyond the bright lights of his UFC fame, allegations of misconduct have repeatedly cast a dark shadow over his public image. Among these accusations, the most harrowing involve claims of sexual assault, which McGregor has vehemently denied. In unraveling the truth behind these accusations, a deeper examination reveals the lengths to which McGregor has gone to protect his legacy and what may have been hidden in plain sight. The verdict and accusation.
Lastly, I want to thank my daughter, Freya, who I'm most grateful for. She has given me so much strength and courage over the last 6 years throughout this nightmare to keep on pushing forward for justice. I want to show Freya and every other girl and boy that you can stand up for yourself if something happens to you, no matter who the person is, and justice will be served.
The High Court jury delivered its verdict on November 23, 2024, in a highly publicised civil case involving Conor McGregor, one of Ireland's most celebrated sports figures. The court found McGregor liable for misconduct against Nikita Hand, a 35-year-old hair colorist and mother of one, in a Dublin hotel in December 2018. McGregor was ordered to pay more than $248,000, $206,000 in damages. The decision marked a pivotal moment in a case that had gripped the public's attention for years, bringing both relief to Hand and a promise of appeal from McGregor. Hand stood outside the court, her voice steady yet emotional, as she declared that her story was a testament to the importance of speaking up, no matter the fear or the stature of the accused. She emphasized her hope to inspire not only her daughter, but also countless young girls and boys to stand against injustice, assuring them that justice can prevail regardless of the power or fame of the perpetrator. McGregor, seated with his partner Dee Devlin and other family members, shook his head in visible frustration as the verdict was announced. He later posted on X, formerly Twitter, expressing his intent to appeal and thanking his global supporters while focusing on his family and future. The trial, which spanned 8 days, was emotionally charged and centered on conflicting narratives. Hand alleged that McGregor had assaulted her at a Dublin hotel, leaving her physically and emotionally scarred. McGregor maintained that their encounters were consensual and denied causing any injuries. While criminal charges were not pursued by Ireland's Director of Public Prosecutions, the civil trial brought a level of scrutiny that McGregor had not faced before. In December 2018, McGregor was at the height of his fame, celebrated globally as a mixed martial arts (MMA) icon. That month, Hand alleged that McGregor assaulted her in a Dublin hotel room, leaving her bruised and traumatized. Hand testified about a harrowing ordeal in which McGregor allegedly pinned her down, assaulted her, and left her with multiple injuries, including bruises and abrasions on her limbs, wrists, and neck. Hand also reported tenderness on her neck, which she attributed to being placed in a chokehold. After the alleged assault, Hand sought medical attention at the Rotunda Hospital in Dublin, where she was examined in the misconduct treatment unit. A paramedic who assessed her injuries testified that they were among the worst she had seen in years, lending significant weight to Hand's claims. McGregor, however, denied all allegations, insisting their encounters were consensual. He claimed that Hand was a willing participant and denied causing her injuries. The civil trial became a battleground of conflicting testimonies, with each side presenting evidence to support their version of events. Medical evidence played a crucial role in the trial. Dr. Daniel Kane, a physician from the Rotunda Hospital's misconduct treatment unit, testified about Hand's injuries and her physical condition after the incident. He detailed multiple bruises on all 4 limbs, which he categorized as moderate to severe, and described removing a tampon lodged at the top of Hand's insides using forceps, a procedure that was consistent with her account of assault. Dr. Kane also noted a possible internal tear, further corroborating Hand's claims. The court also heard a recorded phone conversation between Hand and her then-boyfriend, Stephen Redmond, which captured her evident distress following the alleged assault. During the playback, Hand broke down in tears, prompting the judge to allow a recess. McGregor's legal team attempted to discredit her by highlighting inconsistencies in her statements, but the recording ultimately reinforced her emotional turmoil and vulnerability at the time. McGregor's testimony starkly contrasted with Hand's. He described their encounter as consensual and detailed what he claimed was a mutual, athletic engagement. He vehemently denied Hand's allegations, asserting that he did not cause any of her injuries and that she had initiated their interaction. The trial also examined CCTV footage from the hotel, which showed Hand in a visibly intoxicated state. While McGregor's legal team argued that her actions indicated a willingness, Hand's counsel contended that her condition underscored her vulnerability and incapacity to consent. The trial also revealed the immense challenges Hand faced after filing her case. In June 2023, a gang of masked men broke into her home, smashing windows and stabbing her boyfriend. Although Hand's counsel clarified that there was no evidence linking McGregor to the attack, the incident highlighted the dangers faced by survivors who take legal action against powerful figures. The judge ultimately ruled the attack as irrelevant to the case, but its impact on Hand's mental health and sense of security was undeniable. However, after deliberating for a day, the jury found McGregor liable for misconduct and awarded Hand $248,000 in damages. Hand's public statement following the verdict expressed her hope to inspire others to speak out against injustice, no matter how daunting the prospect. Justice Minister Helen McEntee commended Hand's bravery, describing her as a beacon of determination and leadership. McEntee emphasized the importance of supporting survivors of misconduct and ensuring they feel heard and protected. However, McGregor's case has sparked significant public discourse about misconduct, accountability, and the influence of celebrity status in judicial processes. The trial highlighted the courage it takes for survivors to come forward, particularly when the accused is a figure of immense power and influence. For McGregor, the verdict represents a significant blow to his public image and legacy. Known for his brash personality and unparalleled success in MMA, McGregor now faces intense scrutiny and a tarnished reputation. While he has vowed to appeal the decision, the case has already left an indelible mark on his career and personal life. Despite his global fan base, the case has divided public opinion, with some defending McGregor and others condemning his alleged actions. Sponsors and business partners have also distanced themselves from the embattled fighter, signaling potential long-term financial and reputational repercussions. McGregor's other accusations. Conor McGregor, the former two-division UFC champion, has been accused of many things over the years, and not all of them have been inside the octagon. Known for his charisma, showmanship, and unparalleled talent in combat sports, McGregor's life outside the cage has often been as dramatic and controversial as his career within it. His rise from a working-class neighborhood in Dublin to global superstardom is a tale of grit and ambition. Still, it is accompanied by a shadowy narrative of legal troubles, allegations, and public outbursts that have left fans and critics questioning the man behind the personality. In September 2020, during what was supposed to be a family tour of the Mediterranean, McGregor's vacation turned into a media frenzy. While in Corsica, France, he was arrested on allegations of misconduct and indecent exposure. The accusations stemmed from an incident in which McGregor was accused of inappropriate behavior during a social outing. French authorities detained him for 2 days, collecting DNA samples and conducting interviews. McGregor's spokesperson vehemently denied the allegations, emphasizing that an exhaustive investigation cleared him of wrongdoing. Indeed, the case was dismissed due to a lack of sufficient evidence. However, even in the absence of a conviction, the allegations cast a long shadow, reinforcing McGregor's growing reputation for trouble away from the spotlight of his sporting career. Not long after, in June 2021, McGregor was once again embroiled in a serious controversy. This time, the accusations came from Miami, Florida, after an NBA Finals game. A woman alleged that McGregor had trapped her in a bathroom and attempted to force her into performing oral misconduct. The allegations took an even darker turn when the accuser claimed that arena security personnel had aided McGregor, barricading her in the stall. As the news broke, it sent shockwaves through the media. McGregor immediately denied the accusations, and his legal team fought back. After a thorough investigation, prosecutors determined they could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the activity was non-consensual, resulting in the case being dropped. Though McGregor avoided legal consequences, the controversy further dented his public image. The controversies continued in July 2022, this time in Ibiza, Spain, where McGregor was celebrating his birthday aboard a luxurious yacht. A woman in her 40s accused him of assaulting her during the festivities. According to her claims, McGregor became verbally abusive, punched and kicked her, and even threatened to drown her. The accusations painted a grim picture of an unhinged star incapable of managing his temper. McGregor, as always, denied the claims, and the woman eventually withdrew her lawsuit. While no legal action ensued, the incident further fueled perceptions of McGregor as a man whose volatility often got the better of him. McGregor's troubles, however, are not limited to allegations of misconduct. Over the years, he has been involved in numerous incidents of physical violence and public altercations, many of which have been caught on camera. One of the most infamous episodes occurred in April 2018 in Brooklyn, New York. Following a UFC media event at the Barclays Center, McGregor and his entourage launched a chaotic assault on a bus carrying UFC fighters and staff. The attack, reportedly aimed at rival Khabib Nurmagomedov, saw McGregor hurling objects like a hand dolly at the bus, shattering its windows and injuring several passengers. The dramatic footage went viral, and McGregor was arrested and charged with assault and criminal mischief. Ultimately, he avoided jail time by agreeing to a plea deal, which required him to pay restitution, perform community service, and attend an anger management course. While the legal consequences were minimal, the incident cemented McGregor's reputation as a hothead capable of explosive outbursts. In August 2019, McGregor made headlines for an entirely different kind of altercation, this time in his hometown of Dublin, Ireland. In a now infamous incident captured on video, McGregor was seen punching an elderly man at a pub. The reason? The man refused to take a shot of McGregor's whiskey brand. The footage sparked widespread condemnation, with many questioning McGregor's judgment and self-control. He later pleaded guilty to assault, paid a fine, and issued a public apology. During the court proceedings, it was revealed that McGregor had 18 prior convictions, most of which were related to driving offenses. The revelation added another layer to the narrative of a star whose behavior often seemed to spiral out of control. Just months earlier, in March 2019, McGregor had found himself in trouble in Miami Beach, Florida. A fan had attempted to take a photo of McGregor, prompting the fighter to grab the phone, smash it, and walk away with the pieces. The fan pressed charges, and McGregor was arrested for criminal mischief and strong-armed robbery. While he spent a few hours in jail, the matter was ultimately resolved through an out-of-court settlement. Another notable incident occurred in October 2021 in Rome, Italy. Francesco Facchinetti, a prominent Italian DJ, accused McGregor of breaking his nose during an unprovoked attack outside a hotel. Facchinetti claimed he had been partying with McGregor and his fiancée Dee Devlin when McGregor lashed out without warning. While McGregor was under investigation for the incident, no charges were ultimately filed. The lack of legal consequences did little to repair McGregor's reputation, as many questioned why such altercations seemed to follow him wherever he went. In addition to allegations of violence and misconduct, McGregor's legal troubles have extended to his driving habits. Known for his love of luxury cars, McGregor has had multiple run-ins with the law for speeding and other traffic violations. In 2023, he was arrested on 6 traffic-related charges, including driving without a license and operating an uninsured vehicle. While such offenses may seem minor compared to his other allegations, they add to the narrative of a man whose larger-than-life personality often leads to reckless behavior. As the list of allegations and incidents grows, so too does the complexity of McGregor's public image. On one hand, he is a fighter of extraordinary talent, a man who transcended his humble beginnings to achieve global fame and fortune. On the other hand, he is a figure whose personal life is riddled with controversies that threaten to overshadow his accomplishments. Born on July 14, 1988, in Dublin, Ireland, Conor Anthony McGregor rose from humble beginnings to become a global icon in mixed martial arts, MMA, and professional boxing. He is not only one of the most influential figures in MMA history, but also a businessman, actor, and one of the highest-paid athletes in the world. Raised in Crumlin, a suburb of Dublin, McGregor's early years were marked by a passion for sports. Attending Irish language schools, he initially pursued football, playing for Lord's Celtic Football Club. At the age of 12, he turned to boxing at Crumlin Boxing Club, seeking both to defend himself from bullies and to boost his confidence. In 2006, McGregor's family relocated to Lucan, Dublin. Here, while undertaking a plumbing apprenticeship, he crossed paths with Tom Egan, a future UFC fighter. Their shared interest in MMA sparked intense training sessions that set McGregor on a new trajectory. McGregor made his amateur MMA debut at 18, fighting Kieran Campbell under the Irish Ring of Truth promotion in 2007. His victory via first-round technical knockout, TKO, not only demonstrated his potential, but also convinced him to turn professional. By 2008, he was competing in the lightweight and featherweight divisions, gaining recognition for his explosive style. In 2012, he captured the Cage Warriors featherweight and lightweight championships, becoming the first European fighter to hold titles in 2 divisions simultaneously. McGregor's meteoric rise continued when the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, signed him in 2013. He debuted against Marcus Brimage, securing a first-round knockout and earning his first Knockout of the Night award. His dynamic fighting style and magnetic charisma quickly made him a fan favorite. Despite setbacks, including a torn ACL in 2013, McGregor's career skyrocketed. Following his recovery, he delivered a series of iconic performances, notably against Diego Brando and Dustin Poirier. His victory over Poirier in 2014 marked his second consecutive Performance of the Night award and solidified his status as a top contender. In December 2015, McGregor achieved global superstardom by defeating Jose Aldo Aldo in just 13 seconds at UFC 194, claiming the featherweight championship. This record-setting victory remains one of the fastest knockouts in UFC history and showcased McGregor's unparalleled striking skills. After becoming the featherweight champion, he faced Nate Diaz at welterweight in March 2016, suffering his first UFC loss via submission. Their rematch at UFC 202 later that year became one of the most thrilling fights in MMA history, with McGregor avenging his defeat in a closely contested decision. In November 2016, McGregor made history by defeating Eddie Alvarez at UFC 205 to claim the lightweight championship, becoming the first fighter to simultaneously hold UFC titles in 2 weight classes. This milestone solidified his legacy as one of the sport's greatest competitors. Beyond MMA, McGregor ventured into professional boxing, facing the undefeated Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a 2017 mega fight. Despite losing via TKO in the 10th round, McGregor's charisma and daring spirit drew over 5.3 million pay-per-view buys, making it the second highest-selling PPV event in history. McGregor's fights are synonymous with record-breaking pay-per-view numbers. He headlined 5 of the UFC's top-selling events, including his bout against Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 229, which drew 2.4 million buys. This event showcased McGregor's fighting prowess and the intensity of his rivalries, with the post-fight altercation becoming a defining moment in UFC history. Boxing scandals, assault allegations. However, McGregor's assault case is one of many controversies shaking the boxing world. As headlines focus on his legal troubles, it's important to note that he's just one of many fighters embroiled in allegations of violence, highlighting a recurring issue within the world of combat sports. Floyd Mayweather Jr., one of boxing's most celebrated champions, carries an undefeated record in the ring and a tarnished one outside it. The man, who has been nicknamed Money for his wealth and lavish lifestyle, also bears a legacy marred by a history of alleged domestic abuse. Over the years, Mayweather has faced 6 domestic violence-related charges, some of which were dropped, but others resulted in serious consequences that have cast a shadow over his career. In 2012, Mayweather was convicted of assaulting Josie Harris, the mother of 3 of his children. The incident, which occurred in 2010, was both violent and deeply personal, taking place in front of their children at Harris's home. Harris accused Mayweather of grabbing her by the hair, striking her, and twisting her arm, leaving her terrified and battered. The courts found Mayweather guilty, sentencing him to 90 days in jail, of which he served 2 months. Josie Harris's story is not the only one that speaks to Mayweather's troubled past. Over the years, accusations of abuse have surfaced repeatedly, involving different women and various incidents. In many cases, charges were either dropped or resolved through settlements, leaving the full extent of his behavior shrouded in uncertainty. Critics argue that Mayweather's wealth and influence allowed him to navigate these allegations with limited repercussions, raising questions about accountability in the face of fame and fortune. Even after his 2012 conviction, Mayweather's legal troubles did not disappear. A civil lawsuit tied to the same incident with Josie Harris is still active, brought forth after Harris's untimely death in 2020. While Harris's death was unrelated to the allegations, her family has continued to pursue justice, claiming that Mayweather's actions caused long-lasting trauma. The lawsuit has kept the spotlight on Mayweather's history of abuse, ensuring that his past remains a part of the public conversation. George Foreman, a heavyweight boxing legend and 2-time world champion, is revered for his power in the ring and his remarkable comeback story. Yet, in recent years, allegations have surfaced that threaten to overshadow his legacy. At least 2 women have accused Foreman of inappropriately assaulting them in the 1970s when they were teenagers and below the age of consent. These allegations, dating back decades, have cast a spotlight on one of boxing's most celebrated figures, raising uncomfortable questions about his past. The allegations surfaced publicly in 2022 when the women, whose identities remain protected, filed lawsuits against Foreman. They claim that the abuse occurred when Foreman was at the height of his boxing career, following his 1968 Olympic gold medal win, and during his meteoric rise in the professional ranks. Both women allege that Foreman exploited his status and power to groom and assault them when they were vulnerable and unable to legally consent. Foreman has vehemently denied these accusations, maintaining his innocence and framing the allegations as baseless attacks on his character. In public statements, he has expressed confidence in clearing his name, describing the lawsuits as attempts to extort him and tarnish his reputation. His legal team has aggressively countered the claims, highlighting the lack of contemporaneous evidence and the decades-long gap between the alleged incidents and their reporting. The lawsuits have sparked debate about the challenges of pursuing justice in historical cases of abuse. Advocates for survivors argue that societal taboos and fear of retaliation often prevent victims from coming forward sooner, particularly when the accused is a high-profile figure. On the other hand, hand, Foreman's defenders contend that such allegations made decades after the fact are inherently difficult to prove and can unfairly damage reputations. For Foreman, the timing of these accusations could not be more jarring. Known to millions as a boxing icon and later as the charismatic pitchman for his eponymous grill, he has carefully cultivated an image of resilience and reinvention. After retiring from boxing, he became an ordained minister and a motivational speaker, presenting himself as a role model for redemption and second chances. These allegations stand in stark contrast to that narrative, forcing fans and the public to reconcile the claims with the personality Foreman has built over the years. Victor Ortiz, a former WBC welterweight champion known for his explosive power in the ring, faced a major scandal in 2018 when he was charged with assault. The allegations, which centered on a disturbing accusation of emerged from an incident that reportedly occurred at a residence in Oxnard, California. A woman claimed that Ortiz had assaulted her, leading to a criminal investigation and the filing of serious charges against the boxer. Ortiz, who had risen to fame with his relentless fighting style and engaging personality, suddenly found his reputation in jeopardy. The charges included 3 felony counts: forcible oral copulation, and forcible digital penetration. These allegations painted a grim picture, sparking widespread media attention and putting Ortiz at the center of a legal and public relations storm. However, Ortiz maintained his innocence throughout the ordeal, cooperating with authorities and denying the accusations. Despite the seriousness of the charges, he continued to compete professionally during the investigation, a decision that drew criticism from some quarters. His legal troubles cast a shadow over his boxing career as fans and critics alike questioned whether he could recover from such a scandal. In the months that followed, Ortiz and his legal team fought to clear his name. Their efforts paid off when the charges were eventually dropped. The exact reasons behind the dismissal were not made public, but the resolution suggested that prosecutors either lacked sufficient evidence to proceed or doubted the viability of the case in court. While the dismissal spared Ortiz from potential legal consequences, the mere fact that such allegations had been leveled against him left a mark on his public image. The case highlighted the delicate balance between due process and the court of public opinion. For Ortiz, the ordeal showed how quickly an athlete's life can change when accusations arise. Although he avoided a criminal conviction, the damage to his reputation was undeniable. Some fans stood by him, emphasizing the principle of innocent until proven guilty, while others struggled to reconcile the charges with their perception of the boxer. Victor Ortiz's career has always been marked by highs and lows, from his rise as a promising prospect to his controversial loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in 2011. The 2018 allegations added another chapter to a tumultuous life both inside and outside the ring. While the legal case was closed, the questions it raised about his character and conduct remain part of his legacy. The boxing world was rocked when Tristan Arfi, a boxing instructor from San Jose, found himself at the center of a disturbing scandal. Renowned for his skill in training aspiring fighters, Arfi's reputation took a severe hit when he was charged with multiple crimes involving assault and extortion. The allegations came from 2 clients at his gym and a former employee, painting a grim picture of abuse of power and trust. The first set of accusations involved the inappropriate assault of 2 clients at his San Jose gym. These individuals, who had turned to Arfi for fitness and training, alleged that he exploited his position of authority. The claims suggested that Arfi used the private nature of training sessions as a cover for inappropriate and non-consensual behavior. As if the assault charges weren't enough, Arfi also faced accusations of extortion involving an employee at the gym. The former staff member alleged that Arfi withheld her pay, refusing to release her earnings unless she provided him with nude photos. This shocking claim not only pointed to a blatant misuse of power, but also revealed a predatory pattern that extended beyond his clients to his staff. The legal fallout was swift. Authorities acted on the complaints, and Arfi faced multiple charges for his actions. His case highlighted a troubling issue within the world of boxing and athletics in general: the potential for abuse by those in positions of trust. Gyms are often sanctuaries for personal growth and empowerment, but in this instance, Arfi's alleged behavior turned what should have been a haven into a harmful environment. The scandal has had far-reaching consequences for Arfi's reputation and career. Once respected as a skilled instructor, he now faces a tarnished legacy and the weight of legal repercussions. For the broader boxing world, this case serves as a wake-up call to prioritize safety and ethics in training environments. Click on the next card for more videos.